The clock is ticking. Can you hear it? Tick tock, tick tock. When will Bitcoin break out of its current consolidation phase? If that's the question that's on your mind right now, welcome to the party. But then this video is for you. The Bitcoin halving promised investors big returns, the ka-ching, baby. But 3 months later, we're still yet to see a new all-time high. The bulls are getting impatient. The bears are getting so cocky right now. And the skeptics, they still believe Bitcoin's a scam. So in this video, I will be breaking down how long it usually takes after a halving for price to really take off, and stick around until the end of the video where I'll be sharing some important Bitcoin analysis to help you prepare for what price targets could be coming next for Bitcoin. You're going to want to hear this, so make sure to stick around. Now, the crypto market currently feels like we're in like mid 2020. And if you weren't here in 2020, then Bitcoin didn't do much for about 4 months post Bitcoin halving. And then it did a 3.5x in just 80 days because of Bitcoin's fast, baby. The price action today really feels eerily similar. Bitcoin usually doesn't make a new all-time high until months after the halving, but obviously this time is different. The ETFs forced an earlier than expected all-time high at $73,000 in the week before the Bitcoin halving, with Bitcoin ETFs acting as an earlier than expected catalyst. Bitcoin's price was accelerating faster in this cycle by 260 days. A typical 4-year cycle sees Bitcoin's price up for 12 to 18 months post halving, down for 1 year during the bear market, followed by a 1-year recovery phase leading up to the next halving. So it's normal for Bitcoin to take a breather after the halving because nothing goes up in a straight line forever, right? Especially in this current accelerated cycle, a breather really felt needed. And let's not forget that as an investor, the thing you'll spend the most time doing is not timing the market or buying or selling. It's just waiting. It's like watching paint dry. Terrifying paint, but paint nevertheless. Since the halving happened, these Bitcoin ETFs have accumulated over 900,000 Bitcoin, worth $60 billion. Now that the market has had time to consolidate, the acceleration has reduced from 260 days to around 150 days. So we're still ahead of schedule, but nowhere near as much. The longer Bitcoin consolidates over the summer, the better it will be for resynchronizing the current cycle with the historical halving cycles and the wider 4-year cycle. But before I break down how long it usually takes Bitcoin post-halving to really break out of this phase, I want to take a quick moment to let you know about the Wealth Mastery newsletter. This is your weekly guide to the cryptocurrency markets. Our readers love it. I'm sure you will too. And here's why. Every week, my team of researchers and I, we help you not just to stay ahead of the curve of the market, but to save your time by finding the latest and greatest insights on altcoins, meme coins, DeFi, airdrops, charts, and much, much more. You can join our 135,000 plus weekly readers for free. Link in the description or the pinned comment over on X. Thank you very much. The question is, how much longer do we actually have to wait before it really feels like we're in a bull market? Hasn't really felt like it recently, has it? We had that glimmer at the start of the year and then well, VC Chamath Palihapitiya talked through Bitcoin's historical price performance on his All-In podcast back at the end of May. He shared his analysis of Bitcoin's price performance over different time intervals throughout the previous market cycles. July 20th marked the 3-month post-halving milestone of the current cycle. Based on all 3 previous cycles, not a lot tends to happen within the first 3 months post-Bitcoin halving. And spoiler alert, it hasn't this time either. The 3-month multiplier for halving cycle 4 has been around 1.05, which is in line with the post-halving average. Whilst Bitcoin's been boring to watch so far, it's basically been business as usual. For the uninitiated, this is terrifying. For the initiated, it's just what happens with Bitcoin. Thankfully, it's the next 6 to 12 months where the majority of the gains tend to happen. So pay attention. With the 12-month milestone being where the biggest gains have happened before. So the good news is, if history repeats or at least rhymes enough, then it means that the boring sideways chop should soon be coming to an end. Based on Chamath's analysis, if we use the previous 2 halving cycles, cycle 2 and cycle 3, as estimates for Bitcoin's price over the next 3 months up to October 20th, so 6 months post-halving, we get to the following prices. This is juicy. Listen up. $85,000 was cycle 2 as the benchmark, and $113,000 was cycle 3 as the benchmark. Oh, that's good. Then if we extrapolate that out a further 3 months to the 9-month post halving milestone, which is until January 20th, 2025, you get Bitcoin price of $131,000 using cycle 2 and the bench as a benchmark, and $344,000 with cycle 3 as the benchmark. Now, of course, this is based on Bitcoin's historical performance. Past performance obviously does not guarantee future results, but it's an interesting framework to look at. So now let's take a look at some real indicators here to try to get a much better picture of where Bitcoin could go next. Bitcoin's sideways chop over the past 3 months has meant volatility has been low, like super low, which is pretty insane because during this time, Bitcoin's price actually dropped 27% from the previous all-time high of $73,000 pre-Bitcoin halving to $53,000 post-Bitcoin halving. And yet that's deemed low volatility. If that happened in the traditional stock market, it'd be considered to be a bear market. Everybody would losing their minds. And Bitcoin's just kind of another day in crypto. But we know in the grand scheme of things, a 27% drop for Bitcoin, that's just a correction. It's a highly volatile, infamously volatile asset class. So Bitcoin has been trading in a low volatility range for just over 100 days now, which is the longest single period that we have seen this cycle. And it looks like that could be coming to an end soonish. Bitcoin's 5-day historical volatility looks like it's ready to leave the low volatility zone. The last time this happened, it was followed by 176 days of explosive price appreciation. Now, even though Bitcoin's price did break down below the 20-week EMA, it's holding up well considering the unleashing of Bitcoins from Germany and Silk Road and now Mt. Gox, of course. Bitcoin's Bollinger Bands, another extremely important volatility indicator, has shown major tightness by historical standards. We've only seen 2 previous scenarios in history where these weekly Bollinger Bands have been this compressed, which was back in April 2016 and July 2023. And if history repeats, a similar move is expected to see Bitcoin's price explode to $140,000 to $190,000 in the next 12 months. In the immediate term, a $72,000 price tag, that is the number to beat. Okay, we've talked about this many, many times here. 72K, until then, we're just ranging sideways. We want to break out, retest that all-time high, okay? If we take a look at the magic bands for Bitcoin, also very interesting indicator, Bitcoin bounced perfectly at level 2, just like all previous retests. The next move up to level 3 would see a price target of $92,908, which would put us not too far away from the all-important 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level at around $100,000. And if we look at this Wyckoff reaccumulation schematic here, this also seems to be playing out exactly as expected, with Bitcoin already in the process of something of a V-shaped recovery. So it's clear that the next couple of months are going to be a make or break moment for the next stage of Bitcoin's bull market. If history does repeat once again, then September, probably a month to watch out for some fireworks in the market. A lack of interest right now from mainstream retail investors really is the missing piece of the puzzle. We've seen huge institutional money coming in, but where's the average Joe? Okay, with interest rate cuts coming, though, likely in September, U.S. election looming in November, it's only a matter of time before they come back into the market. And that's when the bull market will really blast off and we'll get the final stage of massive price appreciation. A few more months of sideways movement, and then the price should, fingers crossed, go pretty parabolic. So be ready, okay? That's it. Let me know when you think Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high down below in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.